What if one day a famous star simply vanished and never walked back into the spotlight again? No goodbye post, no final interview, not even a clue left behind, and just gone. For decades, Hollywood has been obsessed with fame, but it's the disappearances that haunt people the most. Behind the bright lights and red carpets were celebrities whose lives suddenly took a turn so strange, so chilling, that their stories were quietly pushed aside. Here are 30 celebrities who vanished and were never seen again. 30. Solomon Northup. Solomon Northup's story already felt unreal, but the strangest chapter came long after his rescue. After years of speaking out, he slipped out of the public eye and faded into silence. Records stopped, letters ended, and his final steps vanished from history. For a man whose life was once stolen, his disappearance became another mystery. His name now sits among the rare celebrities who vanished and were never seen again. 29. Michael Rockefeller. Michael Rockefeller disappeared while exploring remote regions of New Guinea, chasing art, culture, and adventure far from his wealthy world back home. After his boat capsized, he tried to swim toward shore, believing he could reach safety. But he never made it. Search teams combed the area, yet no solid trace was ever found. His vanishing blended danger, mystery, and unanswered stories, turning him into one of the most puzzling missing figures of the 20th century. 28. Raoul Wallenberg. Raoul Wallenberg became a hero during the war, saving thousands with nothing but courage and quick thinking. Then, during a mission, he vanished into the hands of a powerful system that never explained what happened next. Files stayed hidden, stories changed, and his trail dissolved behind closed walls. His disappearance turned a celebrated diplomat into one of history's most haunting mysteries, placing him among the rare celebrities who were never seen again. 27. Percy Fawcett. Percy Fawcett chased legends deep into the Amazon, believing he could find a lost city untouched by time. With his son beside him, he stepped into the jungle and simply never returned. Search teams followed, clues faded, and every trail ended in silence. His bold journey transformed into a chilling disappearance that captured the world. Today, his name remains tied to the wilderness he loved and the mystery that swallowed him whole. 26. Bessie Hyde. Bessie Hyde set out on a daring river adventure with dreams of fame and discovery. She was full of excitement as she and her husband pushed their boat into dangerous waters. When rescue teams arrived later, the boat was found intact, yet the couple had vanished. No signs, no answers, only an empty river drifting quietly. Her disappearance became a lasting chapter in stories of explorers who were never seen again. 25. Glenn Hyde. Glenn Hyde shared the same bold spirit as Bessie, guiding their wooden boat toward a record-breaking journey. He believed the wild Baudicite river would carry them to success, but instead it carried their fate into darkness. Searchers found their supplies untouched and their boat still steady, yet the couple was gone. Glenn's disappearance, paired with Bessie's, turned their honeymoon into one of America's most unsettling wilderness mysteries. 24. Ettore Majorana. Ettore Majorana was a brilliant Italian physicist whose mind impressed even the greatest scientists of his time. One day, he boarded a ship for a short trip between cities, sent a few puzzling letters, and then vanished without leaving a trace. Nobody, no clear clue, and no explanation ever surfaced. His disappearance blended genius with mystery, turning him into one of science's most haunting figures who simply stepped out of history and never returned. 23. Louis Le Prince. Louis Le Prince created technology that shaped the future of film, then stepped onto a train and was never seen again. His luggage vanished, witnesses disagreed, and the entire trip dissolved into thin air. For a man who helped invent moving pictures, his own ending felt like a frame cut from history. His disappearance still stands as one of the strangest vanishings tied to the birth of cinema. 22. DB. Cooper walked onto a plane with calm confidence, pulled off a sky-high heist, and jumped into a stormy night. Nobody, no gear, and no trace ever turned up. Investigators followed countless leads, but every path led to another dead end. His escape transformed him from a mysterious hijacker into a legend. His disappearance remains one of the most talked about vanishings connected to crime and fame. 21. Lars Mittank. Lars Mittank became one of the internet's most puzzling disappearances after he ran from an airport and vanished into thin air. Earlier he seemed confused and frightened, yet no one expected him to go missing so suddenly. Security cameras caught his last moments before he disappeared into a field. Despite searches, no real clues ever appeared. His case became a modern mystery tied to a celebrity-level spotlight online. 20. Bison Dele. Bison Dele left professional basketball behind to chase freedom on the open water. He sailed into the South Pacific with friends, enjoying the quiet life far from the spotlight. Then, without warning, communication stopped, and the boat returned with only one person left. The story grew darker as authorities searched for answers, but Bison was never found. His disappearance became one of the most chilling vanishings involving a famous athlete. 19. David Stone. David Stone left behind strange symbols and messages before walking into the desert alone. Friends said he was stressed, but no one expected him to disappear completely. When search teams finally reached the area, they found only scattered clues with no clear meaning. His trail stopped suddenly, leaving an eerie silence behind. David's disappearance became one of those unsettling cases where a promising life simply slipped away, without any answers. 18. Weldon Keys. Weldon Keys was a talented writer and painter whose mind worked in brilliant, mysterious ways. One day his car was found abandoned near the Golden Gate Bridge, but he was nowhere in sight. His home showed no signs of struggle, and his belongings sat untouched. As days turned into years, his absence grew into a haunting mystery. His disappearance left behind art, poems, and silence that never broke. 17. Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart set out to circle the globe with determination and confidence. Somewhere, over the vast ocean, radio contact faded and her plane vanished. Searchers combed the sea, but nothing clear ever surfaced. For someone so fearless, her sudden disappearance felt unreal to the world. Her name became a symbol of both courage and mystery, forever tied to the skies she loved and the unanswered ending that followed. 16. Harold Holt. Harold Holt, the Australian Prime Minister, decided to take a quick swim on a bright day. Strong waves pulled him farther out, and within moments, he was gone. Lifeguards, helicopters, and search teams covered the coastline, yet no trace ever appeared. His disappearance shocked an entire nation, turning an ordinary beach trip into a historical mystery. His name remains one of the most puzzling vanishings connected to political fame. 15. Philip Taylor Kramer. Philip Taylor Kramer shifted from rock music to high-level science, creating a life filled with intense ideas. After making a disturbing phone call, he drove off and vanished. For years, investigators followed every thread, yet each one led nowhere. His disappearance sparked debates about stress, secrets, and the heavy pressure he carried. His story became a rare case where both science and music lost a brilliant mind without explanation. 14. Frederick Valentich. Frederick Valentich was flying a small aircraft when he radioed that something strange was circling him. Moments later, his signal cut out. Search crews swept the waters below, but the plane never appeared. His last words fueled endless theories, from mechanical failure to something far more mysterious. With nothing but a missing pilot and an empty sky, his disappearance became one of aviation's most chilling, unsolved stories. 13. Ambrose Bierce. Ambrose Bierce, known for his sharp writing and bold personality, traveled to Mexico during turbulent times. After sending a final letter, he simply vanished. No confirmed sightings, no belongings, and no trail ever emerged. For a writer fascinated by dark themes, his own ending felt like something pulled from his stories. His disappearance turned him into a legend wrapped in uncertainty, remembered as much for his vanishing as his words. 12. Jimmy Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa was a powerful figure whose influence stretched across America. Then one day, after heading to a meeting, he disappeared without a single reliable clue. Investigators dug, interviewed, and searched for decades, yet nothing solid ever came. Forward. His life, once loud and public, ended in a quiet blank space that stunned the country. His disappearance became one of the most famous unsolved cases in modern history. 11. Patrick McDermott. Patrick McDermott boarded a fishing boat for a simple trip off the California coast. When the boat returned, he wasn't on it, and no one could explain how he vanished. Reports suggested he moved quietly around the deck before slipping out of sight. Despite heavy searching and years of speculation, no confirmed trace ever turned up. His disappearance became a long-lasting mystery tied to a man who left without a noise or warning. 10. Jim Sullivan. Jim Sullivan drove into the desert, hoping for inspiration and peace. His car was found neatly parked with his belongings inside, yet he was missing. The wide, open landscape offered no tracks or signs of where he had gone. Musicians admired his work, but his disappearance added a strange, haunting note to his story. Over time, he became known not only for his music, but for the mystery that erased him. 9. Connie Converse. Connie Converse was a quiet, gifted singer-songwriter whose music carried a gentle, emotional touch long before the world was ready for it. She struggled to find success, felt discouraged, and lived a very private life. One day, she packed her belongings, wrote a few heartfelt notes, drove away, and simply disappeared. No confirmed sightings, no clear trail, and no answers ever surfaced. Her vanishing turned her beautiful but overlooked talent into a haunting mystery that still echoes today. 8. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry took off on a mission during wartime, trusting the sky he knew so well. Somewhere over open water, his plane disappeared, leaving behind only rumors and scattered wreckage years later. As the beloved author of The Little Prince, his loss hit the world deeply. His disappearance became a symbol of both courage and the quiet danger of the sky, a mystery that still surrounds his final flight. 7. Barbara Newhall Follett. Barbara Newhall? All Follett was a gifted young writer whose talent amazed critics when she was still a child. But as she grew older, her life grew heavier, and her spark slowly faded. One winter evening, she walked out of her home after an argument and simply vanished. No note, no trail, and no confirmed sighting ever appeared. Her disappearance turned a brilliant literary prodigy into one of America's most haunting missing person mysteries. Sean Flynn. Sean Flynn, the adventurous son of actor Errol Flynn, left Hollywood behind to work as a war photographer in Vietnam. He chased danger to capture the real stories unfolding on the ground. One day, he rode his motorcycle toward the Cambodian border and was never seen again. Friends searched, reporters asked questions, and rumors spread, but nothing solid ever surfaced. His disappearance remains one of wartime journalism's most chilling and unforgettable mysteries. 5. Glenn. Glenn Miller climbed onto a small plane during the war, planning a quick flight across the English Channel to join his band. The weather was rough, the clouds were thick, and the aircraft never arrived. No debris was found, and no passengers were recovered, leaving only silence behind. His sudden disappearance turned one of music's biggest stars into a haunting mystery, with the sky keeping every answer hidden from the world. 4. Theodosia Burr Alston. Theodosia Burr Alston boarded a small ship for a routine trip along the coast, expecting to reunite with family. Somewhere between the waves and the winter wind, the vessel vanished without sending a single distress call. No wreckage, no passengers, nothing ever surfaced. Her disappearance shook early America, turning a respected woman from a powerful political family into one of history's most unsettling mysteries, remembered for vanishing without a trace. 3. Jean Spangler. Jean Spangler stepped into a Los Angeles night for what she said was a short trip, but she never made it back home. Her purse turned up in a park, but her trail ended there. Friends, co-workers, and police searched everywhere, yet no solid clue surfaced. Her disappearance froze her rising career and left Hollywood with a chilling mystery that refuses to fade. 2. Richie Edwards. Richie Edwards left behind emotional lyrics, powerful performances, and a life filled with turbulence. One morning, he drove away from a hotel and disappeared. His car was eventually found near a bridge, but he was gone. Fans searched, investigators followed leads, yet nothing concrete appeared. His disappearance became a painful chapter in music history, tying his artistic intensity to a mystery that still remains unsolved. 1. Dorothy Arnold. Dorothy Arnold was a young socialite who walked through New York City on an ordinary winter day and never returned home. She bought chocolates, greeted friends, and then vanished as if the city swallowed her whole. Investigators searched parks, rivers, and every corner of the city, but no real clue ever appeared. Her disappearance became one of America's earliest and most famous missing person mysteries, still unsettled to this day. And just like that, their stories fade into the same darkness they disappeared into. Fame didn't protect them. Some of these disappearances might never be solved, but one thing's clear: the truth is still out there, waiting for the right eyes to notice what everyone else missed. If these celebrities could vanish without a trace, how many other stories are still hiding in plain sight? If you want more shocking mysteries, strange Hollywood secrets, and jaw-dropping true stories, then stick around. Hit that subscribe button, tap the like, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive. Your next mystery starts the moment you click.